Hey everyone, welcome to the top 10 list, or top 30 list in this case. Welcome to my top 30 favorite TV shows of all time. Yes, a lot of people wanted me to remake this because I did this when I first started my YouTube channel about 5.5 years ago. I did the top 20 favorite TV shows. My opinions have drastically have changed since then, and I feel like when I made that video, I was also trying to really please people because I didn't have a lot of subscribers then, so I try to put a lot of popular shows, even though I did see them all. It's not like I put a television show that I didn't see, but I try to put shows that a lot of people liked on that list to get more views. This, I'm flat out gonna just be honest, these are my top 30 favorite TV shows. These are shows that I actually watch all the time, or try to watch all the time, and shows I can genuinely call are my favorites. Some of these actually were on my top 20 list. Some of them weren't. I'm just going to get to it. There's 30 of them, so I'm going to try not to dwell on this and try not to go too long because I don't want to talk too long on these. Just want to give my opinions, just say what they are, and just get through it. So, top 30 of my personal favorite television shows. Number 30, Wolf's Rain, one of my favorite animes of all time. Great show about these four wolves trying to find paradise. What is paradise? You have to watch the show to find out. Great show, great animation, amazing characters. Probably one of the most saddest and most depressing animes I've watched, but it's worth it. Also, the fucking opening, kick-ass. Stray. Great song. Number 29, FRASIER. FRASIER is a terrific 90s comedy show with Kelsey Grammer, David Pierce, and I forget the other actor's name. I love this show. This is literally about a guy named Dr. Fraser Crane, who is a psychiatrist, and he runs his own radio station, and he basically he helps people. He basically does radiotherapy for people, and it's about his life and stuff, and it's about him and his brother, and they basically are these like proper guys. They were raised to be very proper and everything, and now they're living with their dad, who is this retired police officer, and they basically have to just deal with each other and live with each other, and they all have their own issues. Like his brother Niles is in the beginning married to a girl he doesn't even love or respect, and Fraser just got divorced, and he's trying to deal with that psychologically, and their dad is retired, and he has to come to terms that he's not a cop anymore. There's a lot of great deep-rooted themes in Frasier, and it's a great show that's very funny, and I love watching. I've watched it since I've been a kid, and I still love it. Number 28, The Night Manager. This is a great miniseries. This is based off of oh my god, the fucking author. What is his name? I forget his fucking name. The guy who did the books like The Most Wanted Man. John LeClair. John LeClair. Really great show. Tom Hiddleston and Hugh Laurie are great. It's a great espionage show. It takes its time. It's a dramatic series with a great conclusion. If you love espionage kind of stuff, definitely check this one out. It's one of my favorites. Number 27, Sherlock. Sherlock was a 4-part miniseries. I loved it. I loved the show. Martin Freeman and Benedict Cumberbatch were both terrific. I loved how they did Moriarty. I loved how they did Irene Adler. I loved how they made Sherlock Holmes in the modern time. It's a great British show with great mysteries, great stories. Series 4 does a couple things I didn't like, but I still think it's a very good ending and a very good show, and it didn't overstay its welcome, and I love it. Sherlock, great show. Number 26, Dragon Ball Z, one of my favorite animated shows of all time. Great Japanese anime with kick-ass fighting, kick-ass characters. I've talked a lot about Dragon Ball Z. I did a whole video about Dragon Ball Z, so just go watch it. Everyone knows I'm a huge Dragon Ball Z fan. Number 25, The Orville. The Orville is a great modern sci-fi show. This is Star Trek nowadays. This is what Star Trek should be. The Orville. Not fucking Star Trek Discovery or Star Trek Lower Decks or Star Trek Picard. That's not Star Trek. The Orville feels more Star Trek, which is a little sprinkled comedy into it. Seth MacFarlane is incredible in the show. The whole cast is incredible. I love like Bortus and Isaac as characters. I love the themes they talk about. They talk about they talk about trans themes. They talk about inequality themes. They talk about technology and medicine and stuff. They talk about the meaning of war. They talk about a lot of interesting stuff in the Orville, and it's a great show. I hope there's a season 3. I fucking love this show, and I'm a huge Star Trek fan, so of course it's one of my favorites. Number 24, Gargoyles. Gargoyles is one of my favorite cartoons of all time. Great show. Some of the best animation in a Disney show. Very good plot themes. Great ending. I think Keith David is incredible as Goliath. I love it. Grew up with it. It's got nostalgia, but also it still holds up nowadays. It's still amazing. Great show. Number 23, another show I grew up with, Boy Meets World. I know this is a silly show to put on the list, but I think it's a very good show. Mostly like season 1 to 5 is amazing. It kind of loses track in its final seasons, but I still think it's a terrific, terrific show that actually talks about real high school problems and real high school things. And I think they are very enjoyable characters like Sean Hunter, Corey Matthews, and Topanga. I think Corey and Topanga have an amazing, beautiful relationship. And I think Mr. Feeney is one of the greatest teachers in all of television. I wish I had a fucking teacher like Mr. Feeney. And I just love it. Again, it's another show I grew up with, and it just holds very dear to me. But I still think it's a wonderful show. I hate the remake, though. Number 22 is Hey Arnold. One of my favorite Nickelodeon shows out there. Great show. Again, I just did a whole, like, cartoons I grew up with, and I talked about Hey Arnold, so just go watch that. Love this show, though. One of my favorites. Number 21, The Critic, another really awesome cartoon. I watched this when I got older. It was a 90s show, but I missed it as a kid. Watched it when I got older. Fucking loved it. It's so funny. Jay Sherman is a fucking great character. John Lovitz does a great job. If you love shows all about like movies and movie references and movie styles, Cisco and Eva are actually in the show. It's awesome. If you love stuff about critiquing and film, definitely check this one out. You'll laugh your ass off. Number 20, Stranger Things. Stranger Things has maybe like kind of lowered its quality by each season, but it still hooks me. It's still fucking fantastic. Season 1's still a brilliant season. Season 2 and 3 are still very good, and I still really want to know what the fuck's happening. Hopper's obviously still alive, but I still really enjoy the show. I love the 80s era, 80s nostalgia. It's a great, great show, great characters. It's also very spooky too, and I love science fiction, so Stranger Things. Number 19, Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones was one of my all-time favorite television shows on current television until the final season, and it fucking destroyed it. The final season, I will admit, the final season of Game of Thrones is trash. It's fucking garbage. It kind of ruined a lot of it for me. This would be my top 5 favorite shows of all time if that final season wasn't fucking stupid. But the show was still great. It's still worth watching. Seasons 1 to 4 are some of the greatest television you'll ever watch in your life. It's amazing. 5, 6, and 7 is still good too. But yeah, final season. I'm a little butthurt by that final season, but still one of my favorite shows though. Still. Number 18, Family Guy. Family Guy is a comedic show that I've watched since I've been watching since I've been a kid. Still love it. I've done videos about it, so y'all know how I feel about Family Guy. Number 17, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is a show I grew up with, and when it came to Netflix, it's a show I watch. Every few months, I still throw this show on and watch some episodes that I love. And there's a lot of great episodes, like the episode when Will's dad comes, or when Carlton takes speed, or when Will gets shot. Even the final episode's got a great, beautiful, heartwarming finale. I can't wait to watch the HBO Max reunion show. I love Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Just love it. So good. So good, guys. Number 16, Orphan Black. Great, deep, thought-provoking science fiction show. Tatiana Maslany is an amazing actress. The amount of characters she has to play in the show is absolutely fucking incredible. It's deep. It's profound. It's an interesting show about cloning. So, yeah, really great. Number 15, Star Trek The Next Generation. It's my favorite Star Trek show of all time. It has the best roots. It has the best stories, the best plots. All Good Things is one of the greatest series finales to any television show ever. Love Jean-Luc Picard, Geordi LaForge, Worf, Riker, Dr. Crusher. These are all the characters I always grew up with and loved watching. And I even love the Next Generation movies. Yeah, some people don't like them, but I love them. And I wish Next Generation just ended. I hated that they kept going with Picard because I don't like where Picard's going. But Next Generation as a show, still one of the greatest shows I've ever watched in my life. It's amazing. Number 14, The Mandalorian. It's currently on television right now, and I love it. It's like Game of Thrones when I did this last time. Game of Thrones was like number 2. It's my favorite shows of all time, and it moved to 19. Same thing happened to Mandalorian. They can go lower or higher on this list. It depends on how the show keeps going. A lot of current shows that I have on this list, they can move around depending on the seasons. But just as a Mandalorian right now, it's fucking incredible. Season 1 was amazing. Season 2 is incredible. And I don't know where it's going, but I'm loving the ride. It's amazing. All right, I'm going to continue with some Star Wars. 13, Star Wars Rebels. What a great cartoon series. Great characters. I love Ezra and Kanan as characters. Hera, Sabine, Zeb, all of them are fantastic. Chopper, the ending is terrific. The animation is spectacular. The way they did Darth Vader's are great. Just love it. Number 12, The Clone Wars. The Clone Wars had a better ending, had better characters. Come on, Ahsoka Tano, the relationship she has, the Padawan Jedi relationship with Anakin is like the soul of the show. I also fucking love how they did Commander Cody and Rex. Love Rex. And just all they did, the side characters, the side Jedis like Kit Fisto and Plo Koon. Just how they did everyone's story in the Clone Wars is absolutely incredible. And it's one of the best Star Wars shows you'll ever watch. Number 11, going some reality TV now, Big Brother. Big Brother is one of my favorite shows. It's a great reality show. I've done so many top 10 lists about Big Brother, so no one's shocked that that's on this list. Number 10, Seinfeld. Seinfeld's one of the best comedy shows of all time. It's not a show about nothing. It's about how small things lead to big things. It's also about how a standout comedian gets his source material. Jerry Seinfeld is a terrific comedian. He's so funny in the show. Jason Alexander is fantastic. Julie Louis-Dreyfus is great. Wayne Knight's great. Hello, Newman. Great episodes, great characters. Number 9, The Twilight Zone. A terrific classic science fiction supernatural horror show, I guess you can call it. The remake is trash, but this is an amazing show. I did a science fiction class in high school, and we watched the whole series as assignments, and I loved it. Fell in love with the show, and it's incredible. Number 8, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I love Joss Whedon shows, and Buffy's a kick-ass, terrific show. Never was a big fan of the Christy Swanson film, but the Sarah Michelle Gellar television show, amazing. Love all these characters, Xander, Angel, Spike, Dawn, Faith, all of these characters, and of course Sarah Michelle Gellar as Buffy, terrific. Once More with Feeling, one of the best episodes ever. Also Hush, great show. Number 7, Avatar The Last Airbender. Great, terrific cartoon series about the last Airbender, because the Fire Nation, everything changed, but the Fire Nation attacked. Great show. Love it. Zuko, one of the best characters ever. Don't ever remake this show. Just don't touch it. Just stop it. Don't ever touch it. Number 6, Gravity Falls. Gravity Falls is one of the best Disney cartoons I've ever watched. It's almost like Twilight Zone and the X-Files into a cartoon series. Amazing. The adventures you go on with Dipper and Mabel and Grunkle Stan is amazing. The twists and turns they put in it is fantastic. I actually want more seasons, but I don't know if we'll get them. But the 2 seasons we got, amazing. Number 5, Cowboy Bebop. Cowboy Bebop is my favorite anime of all time. Dragon Ball Z I grew up with, but Cowboy Bebop I still stand as a better show. It's almost if Tarantino created an anime. It's stylistic, badass music. Spike, Jet, Edward, Faye, Vicious. You can see the poster I got right there of Cowboy Bebop. One of the greatest shows of all time. Number 4, The Simpsons. Still watch The Simpsons to this day. Every night before I go to bed, I watch an episode of The Simpsons. It calms me down. Just makes me laugh. It's The Simpsons. Again, I've talked a lot about The Simpsons, so you all know. Number 3, Firefly. Firefly was my number 1 for a long time. I always considered this to be my favorite show, but now that I think about it, it's not my favorite show. It's a show that I wished it was my favorite show. It's an amazing show. Amazing sci-fi show. I think it's Joss Whedon's best show. I hate that I got fucking canceled. I have all the comic books of all the Firefly and Serenity and stuff. It's a shame it got canceled. I think this could have been one of the best shows ever made, but it wasn't. It's still amazing. Holds a place in my heart, but it's not number 1 though. Number 2 is The Sopranos. The Sopranos, I think, is the best HBO show. I think it is the best humanistic story I've ever seen. I love stories about the mafia and the mob, and I think this show is incredible. Tony Soprano, the stories of Junior, Paulie Walnut, Silvio, all these characters are great. The progression of Tony's madness is kind of interesting. I love his relationship with his therapist is amazing. The ending is a little mixed bag, but I still think it's an amazing show and one of the best shows I've ever seen. Number one, though, is Friends. If anyone ever wants to hear the stuff I quote the most, it's The Simpsons and it's Friends. I quote Friends in my everyday life because Friends is the show I've watched the most. It's the show I've watched the most out of any show ever made. It will never be bad to me. It will never date to me. And it will always be a show I will return to over and over again because it is my favorite show of all time. So yeah, that was my top 30 favorite television shows of all time. So in the comment section below, please tell me, did you agree with this top list? Of course not, because it's not your guys' favorites. I want to hear you guys' favorites, though. In the comments below, give me your favorite television show. Give me your top 10, top 20, top 30, top 100. Give me your favorite shows of all time. Let me know in that comment section below. Comment below. Let me know. And as always, if you like this video, please subscribe to this channel and join the dark side.